Hello, this is my installation video of halo lights on the 2019 Sportsman XP 1000. I started the video a little bit late, but I'll tell you what I've done so far and you can catch up. First step is just removing the tray from under the racks to access the battery area. You'll also need to remove the side plastics just to help you run the wires up, and then remove the headlight pod because ultimately you're going to want to put a switch up in there to control the lights. Okay, the other stuff that I've done already is I've ran the wire from the halo lights through in behind the headlight assembly. And the way you did that is just by pushing on the headlight, you'll notice they tilt back and create a gap at the base. So if you push on that, create a gap underneath there. I just put a drill bit through on the corner there, making a slight widening to allow the wire to pass through the bottom of the headlamp and out to the other side. In order for the switch assembly to work, you need two grounds, so I just made a Y off the cables that came with the halo kit so that I could have one ground for the switch and one ground for the light set itself. Up inside the light pod, you'll will see Polaris has provided two different wires. The red wire is a switchable 12 volt, which is the one we want to use. The other wire, I think it's for some sort of lighting harness or something. It doesn't do anything. This is the switch that I'll be using. It's a waterproof 3-pole switch that I got off Amazon and I'm going to use for the install. Just need to drill a hole in the dash to get it to fit in. Okay, with just a little bit of drilling and I pushed that switch in, it's got little clips that hold it in place. It's illuminated. We'll get that set up here by running the wires up the back side. Now that the wires are to the pod, I just need to stick these halo lights around the lens. I cleaned them off with alcohol the night before, so they're clean and dry and ready for the 3M tape to stick the halo lights on. Now I'm just going to do a test of the system before I button it all up. Basically supplying power to one pole. There's a ground wire, and then to the accessory, the center pole goes to the wiring panel, just to test that it all works before we button it up. So with the key switched on, so the 12 volt has power, turn on the switch, it illuminates as it should, meaning power is passing through the switch. And then we go and check out and the lights are glowing, so that's working properly at this point. This is Bluetooth enabled, and I'm able to connect to the little Bluetooth module, which I encased in silicone to help with waterproofing, even though the whole system's supposed to be waterproof. And you're able to get different colors that are on this app. It's got a variety of colors and color changing that it can do if you got your phone with you. Otherwise, if you just leave it on one color, when you turn it on, that's the color that comes on when you turn the light back on. I think I'm going to be using blue or white for the most part to kind of go with the quad's current color scheme. With it working, I'm going to now button up the wiring. As you can see now here, I put the Bluetooth module and any excess wiring inside the headlight pod and ran the other wires down on either side to basically the headlight assembly wiring harness. to hook up to the halo lights. And again, just testing them. Looks like they work okay at this point, and we can reassemble the ATV. So here the pod's put back on. That's just got basically 4 wood screws. It just slides on and screws in very simply. After that, we're going to put the rear side panel on, and all it has is little tabs at the front that slide up into the fender, kind of beside where the gas can is. They sit inside there, push forward, and at that point you just need to put a pin in the middle, and there's a little clip at the back here that pushes in. Basically it's got 2 pins on this little piece of plastic and 1 back by the seat, and that's it to hold that side panel on. Very, very simple assembly to put this back together. Now we're going to put on this little front plastic piece here that holds the side panel down. It's got 1 pin and 2 screws. So again, just a very minor amount of screws to get this assembled. You just need to get these little plastic tabs lined up and dip it in at an angle because it's not symmetrical. The one side has that tab, you dip it under, place it in, that holds down the side panel and places it in the right spot. After that, you'll just put your tray back in to the front, and then it'll be all buttoned up. Okay, this is with it all back together and installed. Can't really see the halo kit, it just looks like a little checkered line on the outside. Operation is it's tied to the keyed switch, and then again you need to activate the switch, which illuminates, which then gives you your halo lights, which they're actually pretty bright on this thing. I found the light really diffuses, not as focused as the headlights. I think there I turned the headlights on. You can't even see them when you look at the quad, you're only seeing the LED lights, but the light beams are traveling out. Overall, really easy install, especially thanks to that switched wire inside the headlight pod that Polaris provided. Made this a very simple installation to get these halo lights working on your ATV. So thanks for watching. I think after this I had a darkness test because I thought maybe these would replace the headlights, but turns out they're just very bright with a high diffusion, no distance to them. Thanks.